welcome to part 3 of Birthing Your Soul into a New Earth. And today I'm sitting here together with Sia, and we are going to share with you about soul leadership. Now, we are feeling really excited about this part. I think even the most exciting part for us, as we are entering into a phase of the evolution of Earth where there's a new leadership rising. And I remember when I came out of my 12 day and night darkness retreat in Mexico, that I was in a darkness practice afterwards. And as I came to the end of my practice, there was this memory popping up. And it was not a memory of this life, but it was a memory that just came to me. And I remember that tears were starting to come out of my eyes as I was feeling a society that was living in a completely different way than we are currently doing in this life. And as I was being curious with what was unfolding, I could feel that the beings in this society were being so transparent in who they were. It was like so high in their vibration. They could they were being moved through life. So it was not like they were doing, but everyone was being moved through life in a perfect way, in a perfect moment, in perfect synchronicities. And they were living really, yeah, from a wisdom beyond their minds. And what I could feel in this memory was that there was no longer a hierarchy leadership, but they were more in a society of cross-pollination. So that one soul's unique leadership could guide others in this specific quality, where another had another unique flavor that could guide others in that specific quality. And so there was this cross-pollination of all these beautiful qualities happening in the society. And I felt what really touched me is also that the way they would communicate was more telepathic than through words. So there was such a transparency in their beings that they didn't need words to share how they were feeling. They didn't need words to ask how the other was feeling. They were so transparent that they could sense each other. They could sense how they were doing, how they could sense their loved ones, they could sense life. And so they were sensing their way through life instead of thinking their way through life. And I feel ever since this memory came to me so clear, I feel this was almost like a sneak peek into a reality of this soul leadership that we are moving into. And I feel it's really beautifully reflected on our planet right now, where all structures that are created from this hierarchy and that are created from this mind and power and control, they are slowly starting to crumble, which creates a lot of chaos. But when we are willing to let all those structures die, outside and inside, there is a space where this soul leadership can more start to rise to the service.
Mm.
Yeah.
I noticed when you were sharing this experience, I just want to touch my heart,
Mm,
like just creating a space in the center of my body, kind of like letting me know, yes, this is possible, is safe to be living from the soul. Yeah.
beautiful.
And I it's by intuition, because it's still like I'm not embodying that, but I feel like when the soul can really deeply land into the body, it's very natural to become a leader. Like all of us, we will become leaders. So I have this vision of 8 billion leaders in the world. That everyone is gonna be inspiring and creating transformational experience for others, and helping others from their unique expression,
Yeah.
like their soul expression. Like it's totally different way to perceive, and the leadership. It's another totally different concept,
Yeah.
because it's, for me, it's not about mind concept, about, you know, kinds of or types of leadership or modalities, or um, having any goal, or planification even. Like, it's more about how we are going to be able to be open to our own unique expression of the soul, to express in every moment. And it's going to be even like different in every moment, because it's going to be like the current of life is going to be happening through us and filtering through our own unique way.
Yes.
um, and that is like excites me so much. Like I feel like all that, my whole being vibrating, and it's like, oh my god, that is possible. Can we sit down in circles and being all of us leaders? And at the same time, it scares me so much, because I don't know how it looks like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm.
Beautiful. I
Mm.
feel like one flavor that I can feel in it, as you were naming, like all of us are gonna be leaders, right? I really feel that that we will be teaching through vibration so much
Mm.
more than what is happening now. I feel
Mm.
that there's this quote that I love so much that like captures the essence of the soul leadership. It's don't explain your philosophy, embody it.
Mm.
And I
Mm.
feel like the
Mm.
biggest transmission and the biggest teaching will happen through the vibration that we radiate, and through the vibration that we naturally share with others, right?
Yeah.
And I feel whether that is in creating offerings or workshops or retreats or transformational experiences, or whether it is like you walking on the street and picking flowers in the grass, like the frequency that you're radiating is the natural transmission and teachings for the ones around
Mm.
you. And it's like,
Yeah.
like one of the biggest teachings that I had in that is that I remember when I started to go into personal development, where I was like, oh my God, I want to share this with the world around me. Everybody should know about this, and then my loved ones around me, trying to convince them and trying to change them. It's like a forceful way of trying to teach, right? And I'm sure
Mm.
that everybody must recognize that in one form or another, that you're
Mm-hmm.
trying to force a teaching upon someone.
Mm.
And it doesn't work, because what it gives is a lot of resistance.
Mm.
And
Mm.
and I feel that the more I am able to just live from my soul's vibration as much as I can in each moment,
Mm.
and the more naturally the people around me start to pick up on things.
Mm.
It's the
Mm.
vibration that brings the transformation, right? It's like
Yeah.
suddenly becoming curious, like, hey, what is it that you're doing? There is something, like I see something happening in you. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Um, I feel that's where the soul leadership, where we can start to taste how it works, where we are no longer trying to put something onto someone, but where we can really vibrate
Mm.
from our own essence, and that unlocks in others. That is giving permission for others to also shine in their essence and soul radiance.
It's
Yeah.
a celebration of uniqueness.
Hmm.
Yeah. Like it's the very different, the way that we are living now, that we want to put everyone in a box and kind of like a norma. Is the opposite. It's like, oh wow, you are awesome. Like you're giving, you're doing or vibrating something unique, and that gives me an opportunity, an invitation to be myself and vibrate my unique expression right now. Like if you're doing it and you are there, like all right, so you're giving me that invitation, and that is the beauty of of what I see that could happen. It's like wow, like it's kind of like in a forest that there is no like a most beautiful tree than another one. Like, you know, there are totally different like spaces and flowers and everyone is vibrating their unique gift.
Yes.
And I feel like everyone is gonna be like living in sovereignty and in sustainable way with themselves, with others, and with the earth and with the cosmos. Gonna be like kind of like holistic leadership, individual, and then connecting, you know, to others in
Mm-hmm.
magical ways.
Yeah.
um I'm really excited, really really excited. But also what comes to me that I really want to address too is like the acknowledgement that we are not there yet.
Mm.
It's kind of like we are having like some experiences about what can be, but like right now in my life it's not living like from soul leadership like 7 days 24 hours. um I'm even like I'm in you know, before that I'm kind of like closing, I'm dying, I'm saying, right, thank you so much for everything that I have been experiencing, and now I have to let it go, and because something new wants to come, something that I have this intuition that is more expanded, like that soul leadership, but still working through the layers of the old. And for me right now, in my journey is how to open my whole being. So I'm focusing really in my root chakra, like in my the primal animal aspect of my being, and how to root myself in the earth and listening to the mysteries of the dark matter and her voice, anchoring her voice into my womb, and kind of like understanding my emotional body too. No, you know, like I recognize that for years I have been living from that emotional dramatic being, and it's like, all right, so I don't want you to run me anymore. I love you, and I acknowledge that you are, you know, the language of my subconscious, and you have many gifts to give me, but I also want to master you, you know. So I just wanna work in that base, my
Mm.
animal, and also like working with the consciousness, and we were talking before about the mind and belief systems, and trying to open more awareness and connecting to other realms and galactic realms, and more to higher vision,
Mm.
um, and then working with my heart. It's like, how can I bring into union these two centers, spirit and body, because for me the soul is going to be birthing through the heart.
Mm.
Like I totally feel that the soul is coming like from the center of the being. So now I feel the process of humanity is this deep death and deep clearing and deep closing, and many of us, we are like spending so much time like saying thank you, you know, for everything that I have been going through. And
Yeah.
now I'm ready to let it go. I'm ready to destroy and transform everything, and even myself. And I was sharing with you before, I have no idea about my work anymore. You know, like I don't know how I'm going to be showing up in temple space, or even if I'm going to show up in temple space, because the death is big. Like I feel it in all of my being.
Mm.
And it's the only thing that I'm really, I really believe that I can say this is true. Like I'm dying. The rest I don't know. I don't know. And it's still a mystery.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Beautiful.
Mm.
Yeah, and so I feel like what I hear you say and that I totally resonate with is that we are in a time where a lot is dying, where a
Mm.
lot of structures outside and inside are dying. and there is like, I feel also like in the governments there is also a massive trying to hold on, trying to it's like an amplification of control and trying to maintain. And so I feel even more importance of how deep are we willing to die. Like, how deep are we willing to surrender and give back to life? I feel like this is like my exploration of the last weeks also, like what wants to be given back to life, you know, so many things. Give it back to life, give it back to life. And it opens this deep surrender where I can feel already new seeds coming, like, oh, yes, here's something that feels really juicy now. And then another layer of giving it back to life. And I totally resonate with you that we, as a collective, we are not there. We as a collective, we don't live from the soul. And in that, I feel that there are many of us that are having a very clear sense of what living from the soul might look like or can look like. Where we also, um, um, I feel we hold that ability to, is it download or upload? To upload that frequency onto this new earth. I always confuse the two, upload and download. So I feel like this memory, you know, that has been with me so clear of this society and how they're being moved by life and how they relate with each other, like how they structure relationship is also so organic. And I feel like whatever version of this we hold inside, um, we can hold that vision. And you know, by all the conversation that we've been having so far, from how to be with contractions inside of us, how to embrace our emotional body, how to have vision over all of it, how to shift paradigms mentally, emotionally, physically. These is like almost the guidebook on making space to upload this new reality onto this earth. And so I feel like even though as a collective we don't know what it's going to look like exactly, and probably there's going to be many versions of it also simultaneously, there is also a big invitation to hold that vision of the earth and the potential that we have for this society and how we can live together, um, by living that now. It's like um, it's very beautiful. There's this like this teacher I love to listen to, Bashar, and he shares about these different versions of Earth that are rising now. We were tapping also a little bit into it in the last conversation, in the consciousness gap, where there seems such a big difference between people and how we experience this world right now. And he speaks about the easiest way to upload the reality that you want to live on this life is by holding the vision, but also by living it right now. Right? If I want to live from the heart in my relationship, then I live it right now. If I want to live on an earth that has a clean environment, then I pick up that can that someone throw on the street. Right? It's by, and this is how we upload that reality on the planet right now. It's through these simple actions, and by holding that frequency to the ability that we have right now.
Yeah, totally. Like like for me that vision is the strength, the hope that is with me to be able to, you know, drop myself into death. Like I have I'm holding into that vision. It's like, all right, I need to go through this fire because I know that vision is more powerful that even death. And you know, you were sharing this right now, and I have just in front of me like a big message, and it's always for the glory of planetary evolution. Like that is the sentence that I read every morning. It's like everything that I do, everything that I face, everything that I say yes to transform today is for that. It's for the huge vision. It's not even like my life. Even like I feel this this soul leadership, it's not about us anymore. It's not about me anymore. It's about putting myself into the altar of this planetary evolution and be so open for whatever wants to arise to come. Is a big in service way to live.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I don't think it's from the mind. Like it's in service because the soul is in service.
Yeah.
The soul wants connection.
Mm-hmm.
The soul wants union.
Mm-hmm.
Wants like is the one. Like it's belongs to the spirit that we all are. So it's kind of like an organism, like that is just, you know, like all of us together.
Yeah.
So
Beautiful.
like hold that vision right now, for me is my hope. It's my way to get up in the morning
Yeah.
and do emotional release, review my belief system, laughing about myself, my humanness,
Yeah.
going to grief, and then it's just like reading the vision. All right, I'm doing this
Mm.
because there is an evolution happening.
Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah. And I feel even like, because I notice is that I'm shifting in these times where fear is getting more a hold of me. I feel the invitation even from hope to shift into a knowing for the vision, because I can feel also this like uh, shift between hoping or knowing, or hoping or knowing,
Mm,
because it's so such a
mm,
wobbly energy also in which direction we're gonna go
mm,
planetarily. And I feel also that, especially for the ones amongst us who are already have been having a sense of leadership in the past few years or the past few months or whenever, um, I feel that it can bring a lot of confusion when all these things are crumbling and dying now. You know, there can
mm,
be maybe idea, yeah, but I was already in my leadership. What is happening? You know, why is it
mm,
crumbling? And am I maybe mistaking about my purpose, or am I not supposed to be a leader? Or, and I just want to speak a little bit to that, because I feel the
mm,
way that the soul leadership or this new society is working is through a different intelligence that doesn't move from A to B to C to D. So
mm,
if we were on this like trajectory of, okay, here's step A and then step B, and this year is going to be like this and this and this, it's the new intelligence that is rising that doesn't work in a 4-step plan or a 12-step plan. And so, just for a confirmation for all of you who are feeling confusion around your leadership in these times, is that there is a new intelligence rising that can work from forward to Z to back to A to 1 to 8 and 28. So
mhm,
it moves
mhm.
in a different way that our mind cannot grasp. So it's an invitation to trust this intelligence and how it moves, even if it doesn't make any sense to our logical mind, which it probably doesn't, right? It's
Yeah,
about surrendering to a higher intelligence that works in a way that we are getting to know more deeply now.
yeah. No, at least to our current mind. Maybe our
Exactly.
future mind will understand that, but the current mind is still no open to that.
Yeah.
I I was feeling when you were sharing that about kind of like it's a leadership in a static dance, you know, like you're in a static dance and you just allow your body to move, and then so you're not moving like from the mind
Mm-hmm.
when the music, you know, is playing. You are allowing your body to move, and even like it's not only your body. Like for me, it's kind of like a impulse from the heart and the will to act from that impulse from the heart.
Yeah.
That is the new leadership.
Yeah. Beautiful.
So it's just what you say, like it's just this dance that is happening in every moment, and we need to really listen what is the impulse from the heart, and
Yeah.
then having the will to act on it.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we listen the impulse from the heart, but we have this resistance. It's like, oh, I'm worthy enough, like, should I do this? This is crazy. Like, and start like emotional body, all of the base happening, every blockage that we have, or every trauma, inner child, whatever, stopping us. And then also the mind's belief system, like low consciousness, also putting in the center, like, and we are not acting.
Yeah.
But it's time to release this too. And it's like, well, this is what my heart is saying right now, and I'm gonna act on it,
Yeah.
even if it looks like crazy, or even if my whatever the emotional body is saying, it's like, all right, let's do it. Let's show up in
Exactly.
that vibration.
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah.
I totally resonate with that. And I feel this is also a big confirmation for you if you're listening and you are in a place of confusion, or confusion about your purpose or your essence, or what it is that you're meant to bring into the world, to trust, to really trust that whatever is dying now inside of you, inside of your reality, it's because of this deeper intelligence that wants to work through you. So whether
Mm,
you are in a burnout right now, or feeling down or depressed, or allowing whatever life is wanting to pull away from you, allow it to be pulled away, because something deeper is wanting to birth itself through you. And you are
mm,
such an important part of the puzzle. Your vibration is such an important part of this
mm,
collective that wants to rise. And so, yeah, so this is a confirmation to allow whatever wants to die and give it back to life. Because we are here on the verge of soul, of living from the soul, and leadership from the soul.
mm.
Yeah,
And knowing that all of us, we are going to become leaders. That is a big thing.
that is a big thing.
That is a big thing for the current leaders. The leaders that we were leading for the last few years, few of us. Now it's like all of us, we are going to become leaders. That
Yeah,
is a big transformation of
yeah,
thinking. It's
yeah.
not, it's what you say before, it's not about teaching anymore. It's about helping others to lead,
I love that.
empowering others.
Yeah. That was what I was feeling also, like as I was stepping into this, because I regularly go back to this memory, of this society. And when I tune in intuitively, if there are no leaders of the leaders anymore, I do feel the possibility of a leader of leaders, right? But what I feel in the quality of a leader of leaders is that it's a leader who doesn't put any dogma or teaching on its students, so to speak, but that it's a leader who holds a space where everybody can find their own leadership.
Mm,
So it's a
mm,
space where the leader facilitates inner leadership or inner guidance. Like it facilitates a space where everybody can trust their own essence more. So
mm.
it's a completely different leadership than most leaders have at the moment on our planet. And
Yeah, yeah, and I feel also that the leader is gonna be leader specific qualities, that even like those specific qualities are gonna be changing from hands to hands. So for example, maybe I'm just become a mother, so I'm really vibrating the openness that the motherhood um, just brought to me. So what I maybe start feeling that I'm going to show up in leadership for other women that they're stepping up in motherhood, and
exactly,
how to relate to themselves and to the children. And but this is gonna change, like again and again, and then I'm gonna go through another journey and I'm gonna show up in that journey. So what is alive in your being, which
yeah,
qualities, and then those qualities I'm gonna be deliver through your soul unique expression. So,
Yeah.
for example, if my soul is very mystical and my soul is very dramatic and loves to do, like very dark ritual thing. All right, so I'm going to bring my vibration right now, that is the mother, into my soul unique expression, that is ritual and ceremony.
Yeah.
So let's see what, magic leadership comes through me. And
Mm.
then maybe another person is, more business and more structure, and is having maybe grandchildren, and they're gonna have another kind of experience, another kind of qualities that they can bring to the world.
Yeah.
So all the time transforming, all the time moving.
Beautiful.
So it's just a big openness
Yeah.
to the current of life and
And a
totally different
fluidity, huh?
phases.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I also feel. It's so fluid. The soul leadership, living from the soul, it has a fluidity in it that doesn't
Mm.
have one shape or form. It's like we all become shapeshifters, where
Mm.
we grow and change, and yeah, there's this constant movement and fluidity, and that's why in our first and in our second call we've been touching upon this also a few times, that there is more flexibility and fluidity in our systems, because that
Yeah.
will make also more space to live from this place and to move from this
Mm.
current of life. When we have more fluidity in how we see the world, in our beliefs, and we have more
Mm.
fluidity in our physical body, more flexibility there. So it's like, where in our beings can we find more fluidity and flexibility, because that will be so supportive for the current of life to move through us more freely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, like, I feel the current of death, because we are going to be so used to die, and we are going to be so connected to the cycles of life, that when we need to die, we will die.
Mm.
We are not going to be holding on like, oh, I been doing retreats for 7 years, and now like it's so difficult to release that. It's like, well, okay, so let's go for another adventure, let's go for another cycle,
Yeah.
let's go to die again, the retreat thing,
Yeah.
and let's jump into the unknown again. And we're going to be celebrating that phase, because I think it's a deep reconnection to the cycles of death and life. And all of those codes are already in matter,
Mm.
like in earth. This is why it's so important right now to go deeper into the darkness, into the roots.
Mm.
All of those codes of cycles are there for us to receive them
Mm.
and to remember. And also, all of those codes are in the cosmos.
Mm.
So it's time. It's time to really connect to those intelligence that they are available for us
Yeah.
already, all the time. They're there, the codes.
Yeah. It's beautiful. I love what you're sharing here. I love
Mm.
the depth. Yeah.
Mm.
And I feel also like this current of death. I feel like, again, like, I hear some words of someone that I heard speak
Mm.
lately, and he was sharing, like, when we die, like when we actually physically die, all we do is move to another room. It's like move to another reality, and there we are, alive, super alive.
Mm.
And so it's like, almost like, and here we can also check how comfortable with that are we. How comfortable are we with death? And we can
Mm.
see this, like, whether it's an invitation to let go of retreats that we were doing, or whether it's an invitation to let go of a job or a partner, but also a loved one. When a loved one
Mm.
passes on, like,
Mm.
and he goes to another room, it's like, like, how much are
Mm.
we holding on? And it's, of course, it's a very sensitive direction also, but it is a beautiful way to check how comfortable with death are we, and
Mm.
and and what is our belief on it also.
Mm.
You know, it's
Mm.
like, how do we have lack beliefs around it, or do we know that it's a continuation in another? There is a continuation in another realm, also for
Yeah.
us. When
Yeah.
there is something dying inside of us, we continue in a new realm. You
Mm.
know, when there is a situation outside of us dying, there is a new situation continuing. So with every
Mm.
death, there is an automatic birth.
Yeah.
When our
Yes.
loved one dies, there's an automatic birth in the spirit world.
Mm.
When our events die, there's an automatic birth of something else. When my belief
Mm.
dies, there's an automatic birth of a new one. And the more we can trust this current of death and birth, the more we can also surrender to the current of life.
Mm.
Yeah.
That is a beautiful video that I posted yesterday in my profile. That is a doctor that he starts his sharing, um, just talking about the birth of a child, and he shared that, you know, the baby inside the womb, you know, is having this 9 months of experience in darkness, and, you know, feeling the mom's heartbeat and having all of those experiences inside. And when the birth is coming, and the baby is going through the canal birth, he thinks that he's gonna die. He totally believes that he's gonna die. Everything is super dark, and, you know, like, all his body is getting so much pressure, and his heartbeat start like pulsating really strong, and he goes through like a huge experience, like so much, not trauma, but it's like, what's going on here? I'm gonna die. And then at the end, like, he just, you know, see the light when he just came up like through the womb of the mother, and he's like, what the fuck? And then, you know, he just like arrives, and he sees the mother for the first time, and he's just like having milk and just being held by the mother, and he's like, you know, with a body, and start like seeing around, and like, oh wow, I'm birthing. I birth myself.
Mm.
So I feel like when he was, you know, sharing this, I felt like humanity, like going through this dark canal and feeling that we're dying. And it's true, we're dying our old reality. We have been in the womb, but in some stage we're gonna be, you know, celebrating outside the birth canal, like seeing the mother, you know, and just having a totally different experience.
Mm.
So it
Beautiful.
was very profound to listen to this doctor and really feeling this process of the baby, and even because his consciousness changed too, you know, like
Yes.
our consciousness is totally like transforming right now.
Yeah. Beautiful. And I love how the baby then thinks he's dying and actually is birthing. It's amazing. Wow.
It's
So
so
it's a
beautiful.
beautiful, like, there's a beautiful wisdom. Like, if you're in a place right now where you think you're dying, you're actually birthing. It's
And
amazing.
remember that the baby is, you know, he has to go through like very painful process,
Mm.
like most of the time. I don't know if, you know, static birth, or, but in the birth of my child was kind of like painful for both of us. So, you know, like, it's just like stretching and just going through that thigh canal. And so it's normal to feel right now, you know, grief and anger and so much like lows and downs in emotional body, and just like questioning everything, who I am, what the fuck I'm doing, blah, 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 judgments. And all right, it's right, we are going through the birth canal, okay, it's normal. And it's kind of like bringing compassion to ourselves and trying to make this process as easier as we
Mm.
can.
Beautiful. Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
So I feel I want to just name back to name back from also what we shared about in the part two, is that to really also stay true to whatever feels right for you in each moment, right?
mm,
So if you feel there is this deep leadership calling that you have inside, but your resonance is guiding you to rest and sleep a lot right now, then follow that. Even if your
mm,
mind thinks like, yeah, but I feel this big purpose that I want to change the world, you will actually change the world most by listening and sleeping a lot right now, you know, to really
mm,
follow that resonance. Or if your resonance is to go somewhere and meet someone, follow that.
mm,
And maybe when there is a big current of life, maybe the resonance will guide more to nourishing spaces, to regenerating spaces.
mm,
But to trust that also the outward resonance will also come again. And I
mm,
feel that here also there can be a beautiful way to check in, that when we are fully in the current of life, there is like a naturalness to it, right? Whether it's inward or outward, there is a naturalness to it. But we can also be, I love to work with being inferior or superior to the current of life. And with
mm,
being inferior to the current of life is what I mean is that our resonance is guiding us somewhere, but we start to contract or hold back or feel, like you said earlier,
mm,
Sia, like we're not good enough, or we start to doubt. And we're starting to
mm,
become inferior to where the current of life already wants to move us.
mm,
And then being superiors, we want to already step up in the leadership, we already want to be here, but actually the life force is guiding you to have a bit more time to regenerate and to nourish yourself and to let die.
mm,
So
mm,
it's also a beautiful way to check where is the tendency. Like, are you walking in front of the life force trying to push and make things happen, where you actually are invited to rest back? Or are you resting
mm.
back maybe too much, where actually life force is guiding you already into action? And it's a
Yes.
beautiful way for me to check in, where am I in connection to how life force is moving me.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel that before to finish, I would like um, to really like a reminder for myself and for the people who is listening about how to now to tune into that current. And and we all know that through nature, like, we need to spend time with what is already living and dying.
Mm.
And so just that reminder is so so important, because it's there when we can receive that codes and that intelligence.
Mm.
So it's going to be easier for us to be tuning into that subtle life, and
Mm.
just kind of like putting more volume. It's like, right, so life is telling me this now.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
need to tune into that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mm,
nature, or spending time in darkness, spending time
mm,
in,
mm.
yeah, any place that allows a space of more subtle and deep listening. I love that.
Yeah, like I feel like, life itself, kind of like going to, the tree and see a tree in full aliveness, but also death. So it's what you say, being in darkness, or even like, like finding something in nature that is totally death,
Yes. Yeah.
and just have some time with that.
Mm.
And I have in my altar here now a mushroom that I found in the forest, and it's yeah, it's kind of like poison one, I think. I'm not gonna try it, but it's like, it's the mushroom is there and it's dying, like every day, it's dying even more. And just, I put it in the altar to have to receive that codes, that every day I see like dying more and more. And it's like, right, breathing in that mushroom dying into my being. And then I have like a beautiful flower that is so alive. So it's just tuning into that intelligence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So you're making also the invitation for the listeners to find symbols of death and birth, and to really surround yourself with them to feel the gifts and the transmissions they hold for
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for bringing that.
Mm.
I also feel complete in what I wanted to share. So I feel also again to
Mm.
close our
Mm.
transmission with a meditation, to integrate everything that has been spoken. And Sia, whenever you feel you want to add anything in, feel
Mm.
free to do so. Yeah.
Mm.
So let's start with moving our bodies a bit because we've been sitting again for a while.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
Bringing some movement and breath
Mm.
into your body.
Ah. Oh. Ah. Mm. Mm.
Just doing whatever feels nourishing, supportive for your body in this moment. Whatever brings more fluidity and
Mm.
flexibility in your breath and in your physical body.
Ah.
Allowing your body to guide you in that. Even if it sounds a bit weird or looks a bit weird, just giving space to however your body wants to breathe and move in this moment.
Mm. Oh.
And with every in and out breath, I invite you to bring your awareness more and more inside. Letting go of all the words that we spoke and
Mm.
trusting that your being absorbs whatever is needed for you to absorb. Allowing your body to soften with each in and out breath.
Oh.
Relaxing your jaw, softening your shoulders. Beautiful. And just acknowledging yourself, acknowledging wherever you are right now
Mm.
in your process of dying and birthing, acknowledging wherever you are right now.
Mm.
And just taking a moment to look back in your life and seeing the whole journey that you've walked and acknowledging all the
Mm.
growth that you've gone through. Acknowledging all the deaths that you've gone through. And seeing also that every death was also a birth. That every reality that was leaving you made space for a new one. Every belief that left you opened a new one. Every relationship or friendship or partner that left you or left your reality made space for a new.
Mm. Mm.
So every death holds a birth.
Mm. Mm.
And with that, you can also check inside what has been wanting to be given back to life that maybe you've been trying to hold on to, maybe you've been struggling with, that maybe open doubt about you your soul's purpose or your leadership. And know that it's totally safe to give that back to life. Know that there is a permission to allow a death of anything that wants to leave right now, inside or around. So you can give yourself this permission for death to happen. And to give yourself permission in wherever your soul's resonance is guiding you in each moment. And know that even if it doesn't make any sense, even if it sounds really crazy, even if you don't understand a thing about it, that this is a new intelligence working through you. And that feeling uncomfortable with that is really natural, because there is an old structure dying, making space for a new one that doesn't make any sense to the logical mind. So you can breathe with that. You can relax your jaw with that. You can soften your body with that.
There's so much relief also that maybe you feel in your body when you say yes to that death. May you feel release in your shoulders, your back. Maybe you feel release in the base, in your belly. May you feel lighter in your head. And take deep breaths in, anchoring that release, that quality of release inside yourself. And in the exhale, notice more space inside your being.
And in that space, you can feel whatever vision has been there with you or wants to come to you. Even if there's nothing here yet, know that there is space for this vision to come. And if there is a vision, know that you can hold it with all your love and care through this tunnel, portal of death into birth. Know that you can trust the vibration of this vision for a new earth, for living from the soul, for soul leadership. And know that you can hold this with love and care, with all the space to shift shape many, many times. Trusting that your soul is also here to upload this new world onto this planet. To download all these beautiful visions and to upload this new earth into this new world, to this new society. And just feeling all of us holding our vision of this new earth. and even feeling beyond everybody in this call, everybody on this planet who holds a vision for this new earth, this new soul society, where we are being moved through life, where we live from love, and just feeling how this vision is held by many in their own version, in their own vibration, how this vision is held by many of us. And may you carry this vibration with you into your day, into your evening, into your life, with a deep knowing. Taking a deep breath in and out. And as you hold this vibration with you, slowly bringing your awareness back into the space you're in. Maybe giving yourself another stretch or some movement, whatever feels good for you to bring yourself back. Slowly opening your eyes. Beautiful. Thank you so much for being here with us. And we wish you all the blessings on your journey. Yeah. Thank you so much. And so much love for you in your day or evening, wherever you are in the world.
Yeah, thank you so much for being. Yeah.